I cannot believe I'm flying with my wife. This is
Yes,
awesome.
believe it.
Yes.
You have a wife to fly with.
643 Delta Sierra,
Praise
contact
them.
Atlanta Center 127.5, good day.
127.5, 643 Delta Sierra. Good day.
Source 749, Foxtrot Echo, contact Atlanta Center 127.
Hey everybody, welcome to Trek to Greatness. It's Michael.
And Sabrina.
And as you can see, I have a very special guest with me today, and that's because we went on a flight date. It's our second flight date, actually. Our first one, we just kind of stayed in Georgia, stayed local in the area, and did some maneuvers over the lake. But this time,
We had a chance to take an adventure to Greenville, South Carolina. And it was quite a special adventure.
yeah, I knew it was going to be a destination that we were going to enjoy, but it really superseded my expectations. And funny story about choosing that destination, we actually arrived at that conclusion to go to Greenville together. And stay tuned for the end of the video, and I'll show you a top 3 list of things that you want to share with your loved one before you take them flying for the first time. So let's jump right into it. This being only our second flight in a plane together, I knew it was going to be a new experience for Sabrina. What flying had you done previous to this flight?
So I rode many jets, various locations, but being in a smaller aircraft was something where I did not necessarily know what to expect, how my body would respond, whether or not I would get sick, just being very honest. But this flight was definitely something that I look forward to.
Yeah, it's one of those things because the busyness of life, like I said, and I work full-time, my wife works full-time, and now here we are in the summer, and it was kind of like, well, let's make the most of this opportunity to go flying together. And so we hopped in the car and off we went to the airport to do some flying. Right now it's about 8:30 in the morning, and we are halfway to our destination of Winder, Georgia. What are you looking forward to most about this trip?
I always just enjoy the view, just from past times of being in a plane. I like seeing you in action too. So
Nice. Sabrina. Yay! Ready to have some fun?
ready, let's do it.
Let's do it. So I gotta know, Sabrina, what was going through your mind as we pulled up to the airport and you saw the plane that we were going to be flying?
Well, I was excited. I had been anticipating our flight date for quite some time, and I knew just by looking at the seats that they were super comfortable, and it was a beautiful aircraft.
And it's also a comforting experience knowing like it's a plane that I fly pretty much on a daily basis with the flight school that I instruct at, Dragonfly Aviation. Big ups to Dragonfly for the awesome job that they do up there. So being able to fly that plane that I was familiar with, I get to fly it all the time, and it's well equipped and things like that, put me a little bit at ease. But I would say also, because it is my wife, precious cargo, all that good stuff.
He was quite meticulous about the details, and of course, when you are a pilot, you never take safety for granted, and to see him in action just really made the experience all the more pleasant. So if there are any pilots out there just putting a little nugget in there, take time to take your special someone or family member out. It definitely will impact them.
Yeah, it's huge because, you go through the daily grind of like, flying with students or flying because you're trying to get your certifications or whatever your personal case may be. But just keeping that fun and joy in the flying is awesome. So speaking of the fun and excitement of flying, I know when it was time for us to line up on the runway, we're getting ready to take off. I'm looking over at you, Sabrina, and I'm like, all right, let's see how she does. I want to see the excitement on her face.
Winder traffic, Diamond Star 643 Del Sierra, taxiing on the runway 31 for takeoff, departing the area to the northeast. Winder. Alright, so we're just going to taxi out onto the runway. Engine instruments are on the green.
Winder traffic, Cap 927, clear all runways. Winder.
Here we go.
Yay!
Airspeed's alive. Looking for 60.
Yep.
60 and rotate.
Woo!
We're off.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
just like that.
And you were pretty contained. I don't know if you were trying to hold back or something, but what was that all about?
Well, I was taking in the moment and really just observing my husband in action. And I wanted to honor just his routine and the things that he was accustomed to doing. So
Yeah, well, I can say I think that you were a great passenger in that regard.
Well,
You were
thank you.
never a distraction. Well, maybe from the standpoint of, someone special to have. I'll just put it that way. It's nice to have someone special in the plane with you. As you can see from this clip right here.
Del Sierra, contact rear approach 118.8, good day.
118.8, good day. 643 Del Sierra. Good day, rear approach, Diamond Star 643 Del Sierra, 3,500.
643 Del Sierra, rear approach, altimeter is 299.
Roger, 2999, 643 Del Sierra.
Full Yankee Delta, descend and maintain 6,000.
Felt like we were old people at that moment.
But that was just one of several pretty fun moments in the plane. Just that realization of like, wow, we're up here together as husband and wife going to a destination is pretty cool.
yeah, definitely cool. Particularly when we made it to our destination in Greenville, South Carolina, which was pretty incredible.
Alright. So this is Greenville downtown. We're going to shoot the visual approach for runway 1. It'll probably be a straight in approach. Pattern altitude is 1848. A bug 19 for traffic pattern altitude. Hours on 119.9er. And their weather is 127.075.
3 Delta Sierra, begin your VFR descent. Traffic 3 o'clock and 4 miles northwest bound, so indicates 4,100.
Beginning VFR descent and looking for traffic, 643 Del Sierra.
3 Delta Sierra, I'm not talking to them, just maintain VFR at or above 2,300 till passing Donaldson Airport. That's at your 2 o'clock and 2 miles.
Roger, we'll maintain at or above 2,500 until passing Donaldson Airport to our 1 and 2 o'clock, 643 Del Sierra. Alright, so 2,300. We've got about 1,000 feet to go. For that altitude, advisory, switch tanks. Fuel pump on, going left to right. Auxiliary fuel pump back off. Thousand to go. Now that I've cleared that airport, I can descend below 2,300. All this is downtown Greenville area. You can see the taller towers up that way. Traffic pattern altitude is 1900. That's what we're going to get down to. Fuel pump coming on. We are 4 miles south of the field.
Diamond Star 3 Delta Sierra, runway 1, cleared to land.
Cleared to land, runway 1, left base, 643 Delta Sierra. Alright, our airspeed is under 108 knots, so we can go flaps to takeoff position. Mixture is full rich, fuel pump is on, external lights are on. Prop is full forward, and descending below traffic pattern altitude to, we want to be about 500 AGL turn and final. Field elevation is 1048. Alright, airspeed is under 91 knots, going flaps landing. There they are. And turning final. For runway 1. Got runway 1 on the runway.
Oh, Pilot Robertson.
Thank you very much.
So we touched down in Greenville, and what was that experience like for you as the passenger?
Oh, I felt big time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not often you get a chance to go to an airport that you've never been at before. You are greeted by...
Ramp agent, yeah, you can call him a ramp agent.
Okay, and so he was ready to basically park the plane in its designated area, and we had a chance to go into the airport.
All right, so we just landed in Greenville, South Carolina. We're here downtown Greenville, and it's been an excellent flight. And we're just here ready to enjoy our flight date together and see the sights.
Yes, it's been awesome.
And from there, we were able to just hop in an Uber, go downtown, grab some brunch, and what was the name of that brunch place we went to?
Maple Street Biscuit Company. Great food, and it was a rather unique location for us to have our first stop after landing at the airport.
Yeah, so being able to eat there, and we're right there in downtown Greenville, and it's a very walkable city. So from there, we were able to just walk right outside. We're on the sidewalk areas and kind of navigating through all these different boutiques and other restaurants, and we even had a chance to pop into a toy store and get something for the kiddos. And what was some of the highlights for you that you saw in downtown Greenville?
Oh, well, just the beautiful downtown area, the trees that basically provided just wonderful shade, but the scenery itself, it seemed like every corner you walk around there were waterfalls or something with the water theme, but just the whole organization and landscaping, it was quite a sight to see.
Hey, right now we're at Falls Park on the Reedy, and there's an awesome bridge back there that we're about to walk. And just from talking to the Uber driver, we found out a little bit about the city, and so far everything's been really cool.
It's crazy to think that either 2.5 hours or more of driving versus what, like 45 minutes of flight time, I think it was, to hop up there. Very great experience. Glad that we were able to do that from a flight date perspective. After enjoying the downtown Greenville area, we hopped back in the Uber and headed back to the airport to do all of our pre-flight checks, get our flight plan in order, and head back to Winder, Georgia.
And rotate.
As promised, we've got our top 3 things that we would suggest for pilots who are taking a loved one up for the first few times in a smaller general aviation aircraft. Number 1, make sure that your passenger is well aware of what to expect on their first flight. Any sounds that may occur during the flight, turbulence, it's a whole new experience for them.
Number 2 is really making sure that you talk to the pilot about the area of destination. If there is some place that you would like to go, just share those thoughts so that way your pilot can really look at navigation and all the details, whether all those things that go with planning a trip, to see if it's feasible
and desirable. Yeah,
exactly.
Funny story about that, because as I was planning for this trip, I was like, all right, let me get these things together. I had ForeFlight out, my mapping system, and I'm plotting like all these memorable places. I'm like, all right, we're gonna overfly where I went to high school, and we're gonna overfly my old neighborhood, and we're gonna fly to where her job used to be on the other side of Metro Atlanta. And she's looking at this like, all right, but I kind of just wanted to go out of town to some fun new place, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so be ready for that. And third and finally, make sure that you, the pilot, strike that balance between first and foremost being that responsible pilot in command, and also at the same time being accommodating for your passenger. Because you got to make sure that you enjoy, right? But also you want to make sure that you're fulfilling all of your responsibilities.
Right. And so, just as a passenger, know the things that keep you comfortable and things that keep you at ease. So for me, it's chewing gum, particularly gum that has some sort of a mint flavor. It just helps to calm, and it helps with my ears and all those kinds of things when you're at a different elevation.
Or even things like motion sickness. You don't want your passenger to not know that turbulence can occur in a different way on a small aircraft. So if they need to have a bottle of water or anything like that, it might make the flight a lot more comfortable. Comfort a lot of times can be key for a fun, safe, and enjoyable flight. I can definitely say that I enjoyed this flight. I'd definitely go flying with you again.
Well, I'd go flying with you too.
Yes. All right, good to know.
Really, to know that we were able to maximize our time with our flight. We got so much done, and we're able to see so much of the city, so I'm grateful.
Yeah, flying wise, this was definitely a highlight of my year, so I look forward to it as well.
So thank you for joining us on our journey
as you trek to greatness.